Alrighty, good day. So we're going to be going into day 41 of Blueprints. But I have a short little story to tell you first. Basically about day 40. So, few things. One, real world time, I played day 40. Last thing I did before going to bed, it was pretty late at night, and I did it last thing like before going to bed. Because that's what addicts do, we end the day indulging in our addiction, right? Right now my addiction is Blueprints, right? So I was doing that, but I have an apology and confession to make. So during day 40, here I'm gonna get it started, and I'll continue telling you my little story. So we're starting day 41 Blueprints. So day 40 was overall one of the longer days. I wasn't able to accomplish all of the most important things I wanted to accomplish, but I accomplished a number of things regardless. One of the things I accomplished was I opened a couple of safes, office and study, but in the office, I was so sure that about the interpretation of the clues in the puzzle, like the march of the count. I was like, okay, so it's March. The month is 03 in the date for the code. And then I counted the number. There were various busts of various past family members in the our allowance is now up to 27, which is pretty significant, right? We're gonna read this here in a moment, but I'll wait for my story for this. So, well, actually, I can read this on my way. No, I need to read this before I go to. Give me one moment. Um, okay. So, all right. So here's the deal. So, oh, nice. I get to start with magnifying glass and lockpick because I ended the day with that moon pendant or whatever that I bought from the showroom. I'm going to come back to this in a second. So, all right. So in the office, so I was like, oh, it's March, and then it's just what's the day portion of the date, and it's going to be the count of the bus of Gates because it's March of the count, and Count Gates is our family member, and so and there were 4 buses, and so I was like, it's 0304, but then that code didn't work, and then I got all pissed. I mean, I got frustrated, but I mean, I got pissed about it, right? Well, through trial and error, I discovered that the code is actually one number less. It's 0303, and I'm like, why? There's 4 buses of this count. And then I even said it at the time. I was like, sure, 3 are smaller and 1 is larger, but so what? Well, that was the so what. It was a legitimate solution. I was like, the puzzle, the puzzle creators, they're wrong, and I'm right, blah, blah, blah. Well, it was a legitimate solution because I forgot the very important part of our message that we got from the rooms that drives all these safe codes is, the message is, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. If we count small gates. So it was critically important that 3 of those busts in the office were small busts of the count. Count Isaac Gates, because that was his name. So it was small. They were small gates. And one of them was large. So the large one was not to be included in the count of the small ones. So therefore the code was 0303 legitimately. That's on me. That was my error, my bad. I did not have cause to get as upset as I did. It probably wasn't fun to watch me get as upset as I did. and resort to language that I shouldn't be using, for your consumption. And I apologize. The other part of the little story I want to tell is that fittingly, I ended day 40 by opening the cursed coffers that I bought in the showroom, because I spent money in the showroom, but I was 2 coins shy of buying the swim trunks for the pool that I really wanted. So I spent all the coins I had at that time in the showroom on cursed coffers and lunchbox. Lunchbox for the dining room actually worked out. And I bought something else, maybe a t-shirt for the, maybe I bought that t-shirt for the closet or something. Anyway, point being is that I bought the cursed coffers. So I was like, I've got to open this. Curiosity, right? So at the very end of, as I was out of rooms to draft and out of steps to spend and all that kind of stuff, I was like, okay, I'll just go, take my sledgehammer and bust open this cursed coffers, see what happens. Well, what happened was, I'll show you up on the screen, but let me first choose this. I'm going to choose the tool shed for reasons. Actually, no. I'm going to choose the hovel, and I'll show you why here in a moment. I should have brought this up before I got here. I shouldn't have clicked this. Now I have to make a decision. It's not Trading Post. It's either Tool Shed or Hovel. I'm going to do the Hovel for reasons. Notice what happened in that little corner? I lost an extra step. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, this is a dig spot. But now special rooms cost extra fee rather than costing extra gems. But the cursed coffers cursed me. As, it warned me. It fully warned me. It gave me like 4 opportunities to not, carry through with this. And so I knew it was going to be bad, but here's how bad it is. Every time I draft a bedroom, I lose a foot. The hovel counts as a bedroom, so I lost an extra foot. Every time I draft a hallway, I will lose a key. Every time I draft a green room, I will lose a gem. This is why I chose the hovel today instead of the tool shed. Every time I draft a shop, I lose a coin. Every time I draft a red room, I lose all of the above. So I chose the hovel today instead of the tool shed because this is probably going to end up being a short day. So I want to get some special rooms, but it's going to be really hard for me to gather gems because as I go around trying to gather gems, I'm going to be losing resources left and right. I'm going to be losing the gems I gather because whenever I hit a green room or like the aquarium, which is all colors, right? And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll probably have less gems today, so but I also am going to be losing feed every time I do a bedroom. So basically, and hallways give me keys, but now they're going to lose me a key, so joy, right? Shops will cost an extra coin, just, whatever. Each of these individually, well, this one, the bedroom one and the shop one individually is not the worst thing in the world, right? Because losing 1 coin or losing 1 foot, we can easily work around. Every time I draft a hallway, lose a key, that hurts. We are very often like hurting for keys. And hallways, in a couple hallways are places where we get keys. And then when we are hurting for gems, we try to draft green rooms to get gems. And now it's going to cost us, green rooms cost us a gem to draft anyway, so now they're extra expensive. But then the worst is the red rooms, because we always end up with some red room that we can't avoid, and then like the chapel or something, and it's gonna take all of this from us, right? It's like, ouch. But we're only cursed for like today and one more day, I think, because we were cursed yesterday, and then I think for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow. So this would probably end up being a short day. So the other part of the end of my little story is this. First of all, it feels appropriate that I get cursed, because that is just karma coming back and discipline me rightly for my little tantrum that I threw in the office, my unwarranted tantrum in the office. And then I end the day cursed, and that seems fitting, apropos. But I am doing this day 41 first thing in the morning, then very next day, from when I did day 40. So first thing in the morning, real time. I haven't had breakfast yet, because again, this is what addicts do. We indulge in our addiction ahead of like sleep or food and stuff. So that's the end of my little story. But I'm guessing this, with the curse, this will probably be a less productive day. And then I might, and then I'll probably quickly do day 42 today as well, just to get the curse days out of the way and set my sights on day 43 for being, a better day. Okay, so what I had looked at earlier was, see this curse trophy, reach room 46 in curse mode. Now, I do not know that we are in curse mode. I know we are cursed, but that's not necessarily the same thing as being in curse mode. However, it may still be worth getting into room 46 today if we have the opportunity, just to see if being cursed does count as curse mode, and if we can get that curse trophy, because there is something like a sanctum key or something that we can't get until we have all 8 trophies, or until we have 8 total of all of these trophies, right? Logical trophy we should get at some point, because I love the parlor. Like these two, all I have to do is just continue to do parlor games, and like I'm really close on this, 37 of 40. And the bullseye I'm less close, but I do the billiards room. So we'll eventually just, fall into these trophies just by doing what we do. Some of the other ones are a little harder. I don't even remember what the drafting strategy sweepstakes was. There's a pamphlet somewhere that tells me. I didn't pay much attention to it at the time, because I was like, oh, I'll never do that, right? Trophy of the Sigils, that's an end game kind of thing. Unlock all 8 realm sigils. That's not going to help me, because those are behind the sanctum doors, so that's not going to help me get a sanctum key. But I get some sort of benefit for completing 8 of these trophies. So if I can get the curse trophy today while I'm cursed, might as well, try. Day 1 trophy, reach room 46 in one day. This is why I'm thinking this won't work today, because I don't think we're technically in curse mode. We have the opportunity to start a new game in curse mode because we opened the curse coffers. But we are cursed today, but we're not necessarily running the game in curse mode. Because reach room 46 in one day, well, anytime we reach room 46, it's in that, one day. What this means is start a new game, and in the very first day of the game, reach room 46. Or Trophy of Speed, start a new game, and in 1 hour, in less than an hour real world time, get to room 46. I don't know how anyone does this, honestly. Other than maybe if you start a new game, maybe there's some things that don't reset, but I would think that things reset. But regardless, so getting 8 of these trophies is going to be difficult to do. So that's like I have to try to some degree when I can. I'm more interested in sanctum keys, but okay. So we have the lock pick and the magnifying glass because I bought the moon pendant from the showroom yesterday, and that picks 2 random items that I get to keep for the next day. Lockpick is good because I'm gonna have a difficulty with keys today. Magnifying glass is always good. So yeah, let's get going. I don't have a key right now, so this is a decent time to do a corridor. This bedroom would cost me an extra step. So let's do this, and it's going to take a key from me that I don't have. Ha 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 ha. So there, I outsmarted you. All right. Observatory will cost 3 extra steps, but it's going to give me some sort of benefits. Yeah, let's find out what today's benefits are. Because I'm cursed, so I could use some benefits. Hopefully it's not Draxus the Dread. We'll do the obligatory check upstairs, make sure there's no random trunk or anything. No. There never is. I always go upstairs in the observatory and the library, and there never is anything. I might at some point get lazy enough to stop checking that because, you know, after so many days, one would expect that if it's going to randomly trigger something up there, it would have done so by now. But I continue with this better safe than sorry thing. Okay, sail is good. Southern Cross is good, but this is Draxus the Dread. So this would be dead end rooms. So I am not going to click this. Yeah, this is Draxus. Because if I remembered to not click it this time. Usually I click everything and I go, oh, why did I click that? I saw. See, if I look, this is Draxus the Dead. Dead end rooms are more common today, so we're not going to click that. I clicked the sail and I clicked Southern Cross. Those are good benefits. We won't click the bad benefit, or the bad, not benefit, but the bad penalty, because I don't want dead end rooms. Okay. Chapel will cost me a coin whenever I enter, but drafting it would cost me one of everything. So I'd lose a gem, I'd lose a coin, I'd lose a step. I don't have a key to lose presently. So we're not going to do that. Reading Nook. Security will let me reduce the security. Will let me reduce the likelihood of needing an access card because I don't have an access card, and I can start the lab experiment. So we're going to do security. It's good to get the lab experiment. It's good to get both of those going early in the day. Reduce the security level as soon in the day as possible. Get the lab experiment going as soon as possible. I have not okay, so then always check the inventory just to see if there was something that you just passed on by in a room, and maybe you'd be on the lookout for when you backtrack through that room later. I don't want to be high, I want to be low. If I get an access card, I will change it to high. Okay. And then no, I changed this to unlocked, and then did I not confirm the setting? There we go. Low, unlocked. That's what we want. Then log into the network. Logging in, I'm going to remote terminal. Remote terminal into the shelter lets me check radiation levels, which isn't super useful to me at the moment. What it does not let me do is trigger the shelter's benefit of protection from the first 3 red rooms, which I would probably maybe have done today if it did. But I'd have to actually draft the shelter as my outbuilding in order for that benefit to go into effect. I can't access that from the terminal. It's not a terminal function. So given that, and I don't really want to spread gold throughout the house. Yeah. I want my lab experiment. Excuse me. Like I said, it's first thing in the morning for me. I have my tea, but I haven't had breakfast. Wondering what idiot would play a game for an hour or 2 or 3 before having breakfast. I am on a routine where I don't get to have breakfast until 11 a.m. anyway, so this helps me actually. This is strategic to help me kill time, so I'm not thinking about how hungry I am before I'm allowed to actually have breakfast. While drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan, not super likely. When you draft a hallway from another hallway, not super likely. Each time you find some trash while digging. These are all 3 like, will it ever happen? Well, there's a dig spot in the hovel, right? I believe there was. And if I connect to the foundation, there's dig spots there. I've got a detector shovel in the co-check. But even with the detector shovel, I do dig up garbage sometimes. Hallways cost me keys, so am I likely to be drafting hallways from hallways today? Not really. I would like to set my dice to 2 is what I would like. Or no, set my steps to 40 because I'm spending steps instead of gems today. So resetting my steps to 40 later in the day would be nice. So if you draw a drawing room floor plan, the drawing room is a specific room. That happens once, right? At most once, I mean. Or, well, to draft it, right? I guess drawing it, they might mean just draw it in the selection of 3, if it's in your selection of 3. I'm going to do the find some trash while digging, but I might not end up triggering this one. And then it's either set my dice to 2 or set my steps to 40. Although more letters, we do need more letters at some point. I'm going to do the more letters. The reason being is because I don't know how else to get those letters, and at some point I will probably need those letters. So I need to do whatever I can to get letters, and I don't know how else to get letters delivered to the mailroom. So we're going to do this. And then that just means I need a shovel and I need to dig up trash so that letters will accumulate in the mailroom for me. Okay. Because reroll die, I can potentially get other ways, or potentially not need. Steps I can get other ways, right? Potentially not need, but I don't know how else to get letters delivered to the mailroom. So that's what we're gonna do. It's not maybe the most useful thing I need today, but thinking ahead to the fact that I'm going to want letters in the mailroom in the future, that's what I'm choosing to do. Okay, so we've done all of that. We've done 2 special rooms for extra 6 steps. So we are down on steps. But we're at 54, which is when we first started playing the game, we started with 50 steps, right? Before we got that permanent increase to 70 steps. So I'm going to go here before I go here. No, I lie. At some point, it's going to want a key, right? Let's go here first. Or at least choose this room first. Cloister costs 9 extra steps to get in. Plus, going into a green room will take a gem away from us. That's all true statements. Courtyard, I don't have a sledgehammer. I don't have a key. So I can't open the trunk. There's a trunk in the courtyard as well as dig spots. But here's the thing. I do want to open the the cloister. So 9 steps and a gem. Well, see, I'm not spending gems today, so losing gems for drafting. The curse of losing a gem whenever I draft a green room is not a big deal because it's not a 1 gem extra requirement to get the green room because my requirement to get the green rooms today are steps, not gems. So so I don't really need the gems because I don't need them to draft rooms. So it's just, do I want to spend the 9 steps on the cloister? And I will. Because I want to test out the whole, I learned how to do this. So if I'm facing the angel, click there, and now I can get in. Awesome. And then this is a dig spot. We don't have the special flowers today, but now I know I have confirmed that I can get into the center of the cloister, which has always annoyed me that I didn't know how to get in, but now I do. So now I get get my shovel and dig up those spots and maybe trigger some letters and stuff. So cool. I have confirmed that I know how to get into the cloister. I will update my notes, and my notes right now say, don't know how to get in the cloister. I'm going to update that and say, yes, I do. We're going to remove the cloister from inaccessible areas. Add it to my solved list. I know, watching me update my notes in real time is super scintillating. But sometimes when I don't update my notes immediately, in real time. I'm like, oh, I'll just update the spreadsheet. I'm talking about my spreadsheet notes. If I say I'll just update my spreadsheet later, I sometimes forget. And because I'm sharing the spreadsheets with you, if you look at them, you go, we just watched, we just watched you, solve this and open that. Why you have this on the list of active puzzles to be still be solved and stuff, right? All right. I can get to here from here, and I'm likely have to come back this way anyway to come over through this doorway. So do I care about going this way, or do I want to start going this way? As always, I'd like to connect to the foundation. I'm going to come here because then I might be able to, if I can't go up this way, I might just connect back to this way, and that's a quicker way to get back to the entrance hall than like coming all the way around this way. But what I should do is I should choose the room first, because I might need a key, but I won't need gems to choose the room. So I'm going to choose this room. Passageway. Ooh, I would have preferred the passageway to be right here. Hallway will give me a key and cost me a key. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the hallway. Reason being is there's no key for it to take away from me at the moment. But then I'm going to pick up a key. So now, haha, I have outsmarted the curse. See how that works? Now I will choose this room, which will be the same room that this would go to. If I do a hallway, it's going to take my key. If I do a red room, it's going to take my everything. Green rooms already don't cost gems to draft, but does this mean they won't cost extra feet to draft? But it's a dead end. I don't want a dead end. So let's watch I'm going to do the chapel, and let's watch my everything go away. I'm going to lose my gem, my key, a coin, and a step. Yep. The reason why I did the chapel is because there are things that I want to do in the chapel. I'm not going to step into the chapel just yet, but from here I can see, I'm going to look at the stained glass windows because I have the names of these angels. I just forget which numbers they are. So that's Angel 3 and Angel 6. Okay, from a diagram on a note in in something that I looked at through a magnifying glass. It's in I have a screenshot of it, is the point. It gave the names of those angels, but it didn't show the numbers of those angels. And I couldn't remember which angels were in which spots. But, so now I know which angels those are. I can put their names on them. Yeah, here it is. It was, you're not seeing what I'm looking at, but it was, I think it was in the drafting, I think it was in the drafting room or no, not drafting studio. Where was this? Regardless, okay. Regardless of where it was, I have this note. So Daja is Angel 3 and Lydia is Angel 5. That's what this is telling me. So now I will go put that in my little notes here. or Angel 6 is Lydia. And Angel 3 is, it's either Danja or Dalja. I will put a Danja slash Dalja. What I can't tell is, here, I will show you what I'm referring to. So see here, it doesn't tell me the angel numbers. I need to look at the chapel to see that this is Angel 3 and this is Angel 6. But this is definitely Lydia. Right, here, I'll zoom it for you. This one, which turns out to be Angel 6, this is definitely the word Lydia, or the name Lydia. This one is like DA, and then that's either an N or a U. I can't tell. And then like JA. So it's either Danja or Dalja. So I've written it both ways. All right. So that's what I'm referring to. All right. Back to blueprints. Okay. But I'm not going to step into the chapel yet because I don't really need to step into the chapel until I either want to get over here, which I don't need to do right this moment, or if I get something to light those candles in the chapel with. But I'm not going to, I don't want to go in, burn a coin going in, and come back through, burn another coin, and blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to step in right this second. We just peeked in so we could see the angel numbers. But we're going to come over here. Okay, passageway, 6 steps, but it lets me connect to the foundation. Bedroom also lets me connect to the foundation, but it's less useful. It means going around. This is 6 extra steps, but it is very useful. This is super useful, so we're going to spend the 6 extra steps. Bedroom would cost me a step to do anyway. This was going to take a key I don't have. 6 steps and a key I don't have. Yeah, I'm hurting for keys today, guys. But I do have a lockpick kit. So I got to remember I got a lockpick kit. So that's good. But now I'm connected up to the foundation, which is good. I just need my shovel, right? So let's do this room, because if this room dead ends, it's not a big deal. Or if it just goes straight through, if it elbows into here or whatever. But let's figure out what this room is going to be before we go on to over here. I like being connected to the foundation, but I don't need to go there right this second. I like being connected. I always like being connected to foundation because it's the easiest way from inside the mansion. More often than not, it's the easiest way from inside the mansion to get to the underground. And there are things we want to do in the underground many days. Okay, lose half my feet, plus lose a coin, plus lose another foot, blah, blah, blah. That's not good. Great Hall, all the doors are locked. No. While drafting, you'll no longer be able to see all 3 potential floor plans. I don't like any of these choices. And this is going to curse all my trigger all my curses, right? Which is basically an extra foot and extra coin loss at this point. But the Great Hall is not great. So what I'm going to do We might want to get into the antechamber today, and we know that if we get enough keys, or if we use enough lock, well, I don't think the lockpick ever works in the Great Hall. I'll try it, but I don't think it ever does. But I'll try it. So I'll try my lockpicks in the Great Hall. I'm going to draft this as basically a dead-end room that does nothing for me, but I don't have a key right now to lose. Whereas I don't like this. I don't like what this does to me, and I don't like the loss of all these feet. So this is like the least worst, least bad option is what this is. All right, so it takes a key I do not have. This door opens automatically because I'm already connected to that room. That's awesome. So now I have a straightaway through from the entrance hall to the foundation. Perfect. I can try to see if I can pick any of these other doors. That one was pickable. Cool. Gives me coins. Okay, so if I can pick some of these doors, that's fine. Not pickable. Okay. Not pickable. The good stuff is behind the not pickable doors. This leads this way. We're not going to do that right yet. I want to try these other doors. The nothing alcove and... Okay. So behind one of the 3 doors that I cannot pick is the lever to open up the antechamber. And then behind another one might be keys or gems or stuff. Don't really care about gems, but keys I could really use. Okay. But now, behind, which door was it? This goes over here. We like the workshop, especially because I have a magnifying glass, so if I can get a battery and get to the workshop and make a source of light, go back to the chapel and light those candles, go to the foundation, go to the underground, get to the sanctuary, or not the sanctuary, get to the that one room, not the inner sanctum, the other room, in the abandoned mine, and light those candles, right? And that is a room I can get to, even though the mine cart's presently in the way. So I'm going to do workshop and really hope I get a battery today. Come in here. Ooh, metal detector. Of course, I have, if I get the code check, that is a detector shovel. So metal detector plus lockpick is a pick sound amplifier. Ooh, metal detector magnifying glass is what makes the burning glass. I thought it was battery pack. I was wrong. Metal detector plus magnifying glass. That's what I want. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I checked this. Oh, my bad. I spent all yesterday. I've got a battery pack and the magnifying glass, and it won't give me a workshop. I really thought it was battery pack plus magnifying glass equals burning glass, but it's not. It's the metal detector plus the magnifying glass equals the burning glass. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we want this. And now I'm going to rock this shit up. This lets me accomplish something today. So I will pick this room because I'm here. We'll figure out what it is. Reading gives me a key, heads me this direction, but I can get over here from here and here, so that's kind of fine. request bedroom. I already have a reason to get to, well, it would give me 10 steps, but it would also cost me a step, but I'd still be net positive, and it gives me another benefit for getting to the antechamber. I don't need the laboratory at all. I do need keys. I should not pass the opportunity to get a key. All right. This gives me 2 extra items. It would give me 4 if it was off of a bedroom, but it's not. But this gives me a key, a gem, and 10 coin. The key, this might have a key. It might have a reroll die, but if it's like but it might not have a key, right? But it could also have an access card. I don't need the library. I can get to here from the entrance hall, so I don't need the library. I have a book requested, but it's not a book that I feel like I need to read. It's the pump manual again, I think. Do I take the guaranteed key and guaranteed 10 coins? The gem I do not need. The gem I absolutely just don't need. But do I take the key in the 10 coins, guaranteed, or do I chance what I would get from the closet? Because the closet might give me an access card, might give me reroll die. Bedroom closet is better if it's off of a bedroom, but there's not that many bedrooms with a doorway to spare. So I don't generally like to dead end off of the bedroom if the bedroom's not a dead end itself already. Most bedrooms are a dead end itself already, but the couple that aren't, I generally don't like the dead end off of because I'm generally desperate for doorways at that point. So actually, it was probably a bad idea to choose bedroom when I chose the upgrade. I should have probably upgraded it to a different kind of closet, like a hallway closet or something, is what I should have done. I'm going to do this because I have a workshop. Oh, access card. That's exactly what I wanted. Access card or key card and a reroll die. Perfect. So I'm going, when I get back to security, okay, what I'm going to do is when I get back to security, I will increase the access level to high because we don't have keys and keys are being sucked away from us by the curse every time we draft a hallway. But access card doorways are not affected by that, and I have a key card. So yeah, absolutely, we will change the security. All right, so we're going to go back through here. I have a key. I'm not going to use it in the Great Hall right now. I basically need more keys before I come to the Great Hall and test my luck to try to find the access lever and stuff, which is really the only thing yeah. There might be keys behind. If I can get my detector shovel, then it might go off when I'm in front of the door that would lead to extra keys. Or it would be extra coins, but one way or the other. So from here I can go 1, 2, 3, or from here I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm going to go the security either way, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 either direction. But I want to go to I'm going to go to chapel No, I should go to security before I go to chapel then, because then from chapel I can continue on this way. Yeah, okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, do security, and then 5, do chapel. And then continue on that way. Or back this way. But point is I don't have to go into chapel, go here, and then go back. That's the point. So we're going to go this way. So while we are here, we've got an access card. Perfect, perfect. View estate inventory. There are 3 gems somewhere. I'm sure they're in the Great Hall, but I don't need gems. So, but there's no keys. So there's no keys in the Great Hall. That's what this is telling me. So I'm not going to just randomly use a key on a doorway in the Great Hall in the hopes of finding additional keys, because that's not happening. That's a good thing to know. Oh, sorry. And the important thing is to go to the key card system, change the security level to high. Give me all of those lovely give me all of those lovely security doors now that I've got a key card. Absolutely. All right, we're going to go here, light these candles, then like go to the foundation, like those candles. Oh, awesome. Love it, love it. The Keeper of Tithes, the chapel's resident guardian tasked with the sacred duty of keeping the coins accumulated from chapel offerings. Oh. So all the chapel offerings are in there. So if I need a bunch of money, I'm not going to break this yet, because I'll probably lose all this money that I take. But that's what it does. Okay. I need to write that down. I do not want to break this at the moment. Because I don't know that I need the money today. I might need the money on a different day, but now I know what lighting these candles does. I thought it might reveal a safe, or even better yet, like a sanctum key, given how hard it was to light these candles, given how hard it is to get the contraption to light them. But that's not what happened. This is what's revealed, and that's fine. It's still awesome to know. Great, 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 great. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm going to hold off on that piggy bank. I'm going to hold off on that piggy bank. Let's see what this room is before I head over here and go down to the foundation. I'm running out of steps. This is going to end up being a short day if I can't get more steps. Garage dead ends me, gives me keys. Quest bedroom gives me steps. It would be 9 steps, because it would cost me a step, and it'd give me 10, but cost me a step. I'd get 9 steps out of the quest bedroom. Then it does not dead end. got a doorway here, which will be a dead end room, a doorway here, a doorway here, a doorway here. So I'm actually maybe okay to do the, well, the garage is also going to cost me 3 steps. It gives me 3 keys, but it costs me 3 steps. I am going to run out of steps. That's what will happen. But I do need keys. I'd be at 20 steps. So I will need a dining room with a lunch box. 2, 3, 4, and then do a room up here. Or I will need a commissary that I can buy food from. I'm not a commissary, a kitchen that I can buy food from. But I need keys. I'm going to take this. I probably needed the steps more than I needed the keys, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know. So I'm going to take the keys. Right, and then there's just checking there. Sometimes there's an extra item here, like sledgehammer or shovel or something. There is not today. No extra items today. Okay, we're gonna lose another coin going back to the chapel. Okay, fine. We could bust that and get all the coins. We can get a bunch of coins if we really wanted. But now, what this does is I can spend keys to find the lever in the Great Hall if that's a thing I want to do. But first, let's go to the... Well, from the foundation, I can go outside and then come back in this way. If I needed to. I think I'm going to go to the foundation and light those candles and see what I get. Because I'm running out of steps, so I need to accomplish the important things today and maybe run out of steps before other things happen. Like, why detour into the Great Hall, spend keys to, get the access lever when I don't have enough steps to get to the antechamber today, right? The hovel may have not been the best choice, but it is the choice I made. So it's the choice we're dealing with. So the way we get around this is we literally just turn this around to get around it. That minecart is stupidly in our way, but stupid because it's my error. I made it in the way. So until I get it back out of the way, we're having to do this. All right. And I don't have a way to get to the inner sanctum right now, but that's not where I'm trying to get to at the moment. Where I'm trying to get to at the moment is over here. I can light these candles. Cool, cool, cool. And this lets me go somewhere. Foreman's log 20, date 7/25/1950. After waiting the better part of 3 weeks for the equipment to be carefully hoisted down the cliffside, one piece at a time, the wait is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation of the first tunnel, the first of many. To prevent future delays, Thomas Sinclair has generously volunteered to install a freight lift to facilitate both personal transport. Both personnel transport. Okay. However, after seeing his ornate designs, one can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the ballroom crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure my crew won't object to riding down to the tunnels in fashionable style. We're going to add this to our screenshots. Okay. So then, this is the door that connects the precipice. So now the precipice that we can get to from the elevator connects to the underground. That's awesome. Can we summon the elevator from the precipice side? That's the question, right? Like, or does the elevator have to come down first? Kind of like it does for the foundation, right? But this is a nice shortcut between the underground and the precipice. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so this is where the elevator comes. But I don't see a way to summon the elevator. Okay, so I cannot use this to get back. And that's fine, because from the underground I can go to the basement. From the basement I can go outside, so that's fine. But this means that I can go directly to the... I might be able to fix my minecart issue. Yeah, I should be able to fix my minecart issue now. Where was this? Oh, here we go. Let's hope this stays this way. If this stays this way, this is awesome. If this stays, you know, like this is awesome. Because this is on... This is on the side of the minecart, right? So now what I can do, I don't have a whole lot of steps, but now what I can do is we're going to go back here. First of all, is there another candelabra? Was there, I thought I maybe remembered one here. No. Okay, so I don't know of other candelabras to light. There might be, I just don't know. I just don't recall if there are. But we're going to run out of steps is what we're going to do. But let's put this back the way we had it, the correct way. I say the correct way because if the minecart is where the minecart needs to be, then Not here. We want it going... One more. Okay, that's where it goes here that we can get to. When the minecart's not in the way, we can get to here from this side because we get the minecart out of the way. And then it goes to the tunnel, or the old subway tunnel, which leads down to the inner sanctum, which also opens room 46. Okay. I'm going to run out of steps. I can't help that. So the question is, do I go back up in the elevator to the foundation? From the foundation, I can maybe try to get a room that will give me steps. Or I could go outside, come back in the entrance, and hope that this is a room that gives me steps. But I have 2 chances here, 1 chance here. So we're going to take the elevator back up, and we need steps like immediately. We need steps, or else the day is over. But we kind of figured today was going to be a short day because with the curse and everything. But also Hovel made it a really short day because it burned all of our steps. I don't have anything to dig with today. At least not yet. So give me... I'm not going to use my key on that just yet. Commissary doesn't usually let me buy steps. It might give me a sleeping mask or running shoes. Doesn't usually sell me food. So I've got to redraw. Is the commissary, let me look at my notes, see if the commissary has ever sold anything that gives me steps. I mean, salt shaker if I eat food, sleeping mask if I go into a bedroom, running shoes if I run around the estate. But yeah, it doesn't sell me food. That's the job of the kitchen. So I'm not going to get steps out of, I could maybe get keys, maybe get gems, maybe get a shovel. I would not get steps out of the commissary, but I might get a shovel. But then I wouldn't have enough. I have enough steps to like dig up the foundation, but I wouldn't be able to get to the cloister because I would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get to the cloister to dig up the cloister. Definitely wouldn't be able to get over the hovel to dig up the hovel. So it's like, do I want to end my day digging up the foundation? And the only reason why I would want to end my day digging up the foundation is to trigger the lab experiment to send a letter to the mailroom. Or do I redraw here hoping that I get a kitchen? I'm going to redraw because if I get a kitchen, great. If I get coat check room, even good as well, right? Or if I get quest bedroom, or that might give me steps. Dining room would give me steps. So if I redraw, there are potential rooms that could give me steps. And I didn't get any of those. This will give me steps that cost me a step. I don't need the parlor. I don't need the gems from the parlor. I do eventually want the trophy for solving the parlor 40 times, but I don't need to burn a step on that today because the gems aren't helping me today. Let's go for the other doorway. Give me an apple or something, a banana, apple, whatever. Nope. Solarium, pantry. Pantry, 4 coins, but it gives me a piece of fruit that I can eat. So that's useful. Especially if the pantry like leads up to the kitchen or something. So, okay, apples, 2 extra steps. That's not super impressive, but we're still just like looking for it. We're Hail Marying for a, I basically have to use a key because I'm at 9 steps. 1, 2, this requires a key. 3, don't know if this requires a key or not. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably won't require a key or can be picked. Like, you know, can these be picked even if they require a key? I will use the key here. Oh, I have multiple keys. Yeah, I forgot I had these many keys. We've already done the lab experiment, so that doesn't help. Weight room, lose half our feet. Okay. Let's do some math. We're going to be losing feet. So 3 feet brings us down to 6. Half our feet, rounded up or rounded down. Oh, but it's also a red room, so it's going to trigger everything. So that's going to be another foot. So it's half our feet plus 1. So we lose less feet with the boiler room. Two potential doorways. Let's try this one. I need feet. Not feet. That's gems, not feet. Aquarium costs feet. It's every color room, including a red room. So the curse would really hit us because it's going to hit us for the curse like super hits us on aquarium because it hits us for it counts as basically 2 red rooms because it hits us for the fact that it's a red room, but it's also going to hit us for the fact that it's a, orange room, a yellow room, a green room, a purple room. So it's going to hit the curse, all aspects of the curse twice on top of the 3 feet to draft it. We are not doing the aquarium. Boudoir gives us a doorway. Like it would give us a doorway here to go through, but it would cost us a foot to walk through. The wine cellar doesn't cost us any curse things to draft. It gives 3 gems, which I won't walk in to pick up because I don't need. Boudoir would give us a gem also, but we don't need gems. So unless there was like fruit in the boudoir, so the only reason to consider the boudoir is spend a step on an extra doorway. I have a doorway here with 5 steps. I can, if this doorway doesn't work, I can go 1, 2, 3, try this doorway. So we're not going to walk in. We're just like, oh, look, there's gems there. No, We don't care. Now we want to come over here. I will turn power on while I'm here, just because why wouldn't I? And we'll send it this way because this is the only way that could matter. So this is straight, left, right. Okay. And then I will come down here. Do that. Power still being sent this direction. But now we have access to this door. Use a key. Shit, it's all red. Which will trigger the curse. Yeah, now I don't have enough steps. Because this is going to take a step away from me. Dark room will lose me only one step. A key, a coin, and one step. Okay, so I'm basically done for today. Because 1, 2, 3. But as soon as I step into this room, whatever it is, it will unless it's the quest bedroom. Or maybe the dining room. It will be end, so this is super Hail Mary. Oh, I forgot the bedroom doesn't count because it gives me 2 steps. Nice. Okay, so I do have a step to step into here. I only have 1 key left. So do I want to... So I have... Well, let's get to the foundation first. So I'm in the foundation. So the question is, do I use my key here? Right? I have 3 steps. Or do I go down here and go here? Which of these 2 rooms is more likely to give me steps? Well, we do not know that this one will require a key. We know this one does. We're going to use the key here. Because, yeah, lockpick doesn't work, so we're going to use our last key here. Quest bedroom will give me steps. It's not a whole lot of steps. It's like 9. But that's better than nothing. Okay. So, we're not going to make it to the antechamber for the allowance quest. But, now that I have 10 steps, if I went here, I'd be drafting blind. I don't have any more keys. So, I'm going to go here and hope for a dining room, I guess, for 10 more steps. Or I could just take the steps that I have and fix my minecart situation. So on my way out, I'm going to try to fix my minecart situation, but on my way out, I will check this room and this room because they're on the way. Just, you know, see if they give me things. Like maybe a shovel. You know. Like now, if I have the option of a commissary, I might take it, right? Kind of thing. So we knew today wasn't going to be a super impressive day, but we lit candles, which is actually more impressive than I expected. So it was a worthwhile day for lighting the candles, if nothing else. I mean, it probably won't be anything else, but you know, that was like enough, like good enough for a cursed day. Laundry room costs 3 steps, would let me exchange and get like keys and things. I could exchange my gem for my keys and have a key. This gives me another doorway over here. I mean, this is 3 steps. But the question is it worth stepping in? With 9 steps, 1, 2. I'd need steps once I got to the precipice. Curiosity. I need to know what's on the other side of the doorway. I need a dining room is what I need. Storeroom is a bunch of stuff I don't need. Gems. I'm dig spots, but that's useless. We'll do the storeroom, but I'm not going to walk into it. Well, it gives a key, but I don't need a key. I won't need a key for this because I have a lockpick kit. So even if this is locked, lockpick. So I'm going to do the storeroom, but I'm not going to walk into it because I think it's a waste of steps. So with 8 steps, 1, 2, 3, see what this door goes to, and then spend the rest of the steps trying to fix my minecart situation, but I'll probably be steps short. I'll probably not have too few steps to fix my minecart situation. But I satisfied my curiosity of what's on the other side of the den. I know. So from here, what does this doorway lead to? Dining room. Which gives me the steps. Because the reason why dining room is going to give me steps is because it has a lunchbox. But kitchen costs 3 steps to get into, but I could buy. So this dining room will give me 10 steps for free. So it would cost a step to walk into it, and a step to walk out of it. So, math. Okay, the steps to walk in and walk out are the same for both the kitchen and the dining room. So let's not figure that in calculation. Dining room would give me 10 steps. The kitchen is going to let me spend money, and I can probably buy like 15 steps and more. So I think actually I'd do better off, but it's cost me 3 steps. So I will be down to 2 steps, but then I'm going to buy, I think with the money I have, because I'm not going to be getting a showroom or a gift shop or commissary or anything, doesn't look like. If I had a bunch of steps and really needed money, I'd just go back to the chapel and get the money there. So I'm going to do the kitchen because I should be able to get more steps from the kitchen. I'm at 1 step, but I'm not at 0 steps, so it didn't end my day. And now we buy. And we have a sale. So I'm basically going to buy I'm going to buy out the kitchen. This will give me so that I have a good number of steps. And if I needed more money, which I can't spend in the kitchen, but if I wanted to go up here and explore more off of here, I have the steps to do so, and I can get money from the chapel if I need it. I can go over here and get a key. I would go over here, get a key before I go up here, right? But right now, let's fix the minecart situation first. Before I forget, and the reason why I want to do fix the minecart situation now is so that I don't have to waste steps the following day to fixing it. Let's fix it once and then not have to waste steps to fix it again, or spend the steps today, because we lucked into these steps, so let's use them efficiently so we don't have to waste steps on a future day to fix the minecart situation. I'll show you what I mean by fixing the minecart situation here in a moment. No, not here. Where is it? Did I pass it already? No, right here. So, where we need to leave, it's fine to temporarily move this minecart out of the way, because we temporarily move it out of the way so that we can get over here to the sanctum, right? And I will go ahead and, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and go to the inner sanctum, and because I have steps now I have steps. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the door to room 46. Just in case I miraculously get to the antechamber now that I have these extra steps to spend. But see, we want to be able to get to this inner sanctum whenever we so please, right? But we want to be able to get to it from either side. Well, you saw how we got to it from this side. We push the minecart out of the way, we come over here down the tunnel and we do the thing. But we don't want to leave the minecart. The problem is that when we leave the minecart pushed out of the way, then it becomes in the way coming from the other direction. So we want to always, whenever we come this way from this side, and we momentarily push the minecart out of the way, we then want to do this and leave the minecart over here so that we can get to it from the other side. So from the other side, we just walk over there and get in. From this side, we just temporarily push the minecart away, get in, come back, pull the minecart back, and then that way, from either direction, from either the outside or from the foundation, we can get to the inner sanctum. But that's the thinking. But in order to make that happen, we basically have to, always leave that minecart in a particular place. So going further here doesn't help. We're going to go down here and go back. The way we came from the precipice. I'm not worried about the chess puzzle at the moment. I know I don't have all what I need to solve the chess puzzle. So we're just going to go back up. We have fixed the minecart situation. Perfect. This has actually turned out to not be a bad day, even though it's cursed. I did a lot of inefficient room draws, desperately looking for steps, but we finally got the steps we needed. We finally got there in the end. So from here, I can go. No, because the elevator is up at the foundation, so I can't go back to the foundation that way. So we're going to go this way, back to the entrance. Got it. And this means that we do not have to drain the fountain again, because that was the other way to fix the minecart, was to drain the fountain or go through the tomb, but we don't have to do either of that now because we fixed the minecart. Perfect. Okay. So I don't have keys, but what can do is I can go over here to the storeroom, get a key. Then, not here. Workshop. No, not through the workshop, to the passageway. I don't want to waste steps. Yeah, through the den to the storeroom. So now I'm going to I don't care about the coins as much right now. I mean, if we get a commissary, I'll like having the coins for sure. But it's that key. I need that key before I come up here, because these doors are likely to be locked. Hopefully they're access card, but they're, with my luck, they're likely to be locked and not lock pickable. We've gotten 6 of the red envelopes, so we've got 2 more that exist, but only like 1 more can be found or something like that per our clue. Anyway, okay, well, we're doing well on the red envelopes. Those are from the safes. We've got at least 1 more safe to find, maybe 2 more safes to find. All right, so I'm not going to go get the money from the chapel because I probably won't have anything to spend the money on, and then that will be a waste of all that. I made that mistake with the fountain. When I first drained the fountain, I picked up all of the coins that had been accumulating in the fountain day after day after day of making wishes, and then I didn't spend those coins on anything that day, and then they were gone. So I don't want to make the same mistake with the chapel. So I'm not going to break the piggy bank in the chapel until I actually have some place to spend a bunch of money. And then I'll go, oh, okay, let's run over to the chapel and get that bunch of money to spend. Right? It would be nice to get a shovel so that I could dig up trash or keys. And if I dig up trash, then, queue up letters for the mailroom. But I have not been given the opportunity of a coat check, or I had the opportunity of a commissary, and it might have sold me a shovel, but I was in desperate need of feet at the time, so I did a reroll. And that reroll didn't actually work out because it gave me this, these just burned more feet. None of this gave me feet, so I probably should have just taken the commissary, but it is what it is. Okay, so from here we're going to go to the dark room, and the issue with the dark room is that I've sent power to the dark room, which once again does reveal something to do. There's some revealed mechanism with the foundation because of the dark room, because of sending power to the dark room. But I actually have to turn on the breaker. So I won't be able to see what I am drafting here. Let's draft this. Step requirement 3 means it's a special room. Could be a commissary. Takes power, takes power, takes power. If this takes power, it's probably not the commissary. If all three of these take power, then these are probably blue rooms. And this is a not blue room, which will trigger a curse. What are my, what could they be? And I will, whatever I choose, it will be the wrong choice. All right, we're going to do this. Ah, it's the laundry room. Shit. Ooh, but what's this do? Like, we know what these do, but this is sent power to the laundry room, so what's this do? Okay, so we're going to put laundry room with power. Specialty services. I can get money to spend. So we've got all my feet with all of my gems. Or all of your remaining stars with your allowance permanently. All of my remaining stars. Okay. That might actually, I don't know how many remaining stars I technically have. So for like, I cap out on stars. So I don't know if that would actually increase or decrease my allowance. That sounds dangerous. Like, I don't think I want to do that. Reroll die with keys. All right, those are neat services. I don't think I'm going to use any of them right now because I want to keep my one key. Reroll die doesn't help me if I don't get to see what I am drafting. I could come back and do it if it ends up being useful, but right now we're not going to do that. However, I am going to swap my gems and my keys. No, it costs me money. I can... I don't need gems. How much does it cost to swap? For 5 coin, I can swap all my keys with all my gems. I'd rather have 3 keys than having 3 gems, but I've only got 1 more doorway at the moment. So, do I want to spend that 5 coin? Or do I want the money for the commissary, potentially? I'm going to hold off. I can come back to the laundry room if I need it. But we're likely going to end the day because it's likely going to be like, you know. All right, using a key here, my last key. 9 steps does not require power. What is that? I already have the cloister today, so it's not the cloister. 9 steps would be 3 gems, so it's a 3-gem room that is not powered. That's definitely not the definitely not the commissary. Is it the showroom? I don't know. But I don't want to spend 9 steps, and both of these rooms are powered, and let's see what powered rooms do, right? So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Fuck, it's a red room. It's the weight room. We lost half our steps. That sucks. But there's nothing for we're running out of steps, so we're just gonna have to walk in, and so I chose incorrectly. These are all access card doors, which means I can open all of them. And I can see these picks. So let's... Commissary, 3 steps. Even if I got a shovel, I don't have enough steps left to use the shovel. So we're not going to do that. Gems from the parlor are kind of useless unless I go back to the laundry room, but I don't have enough steps to really go back to the laundry room. If we do the furnace and we can get a freezer, I mean, I've already got so many red rooms out, but the furnace is cursed, so it's going to cost me another step. But we're going to run out of steps anyway. But what does a powered furnace do? That's the question, right? Because a powered furnace, what's it do? Yeah, what's a powered furnace do? It gave us a key. Is that it? Was it just a regular key? We didn't say it was a special key. It just gave us a key. It was just one key. So a powered furnace gives us a key. I'm not as impressed as I expected to be. I mean, it looks like it would be a special key. Is it... It doesn't say that it's a special key. It would be nice if it was like a make freezer appear key, right? But anyway, let's go over... We're about ready to end the day because we're about ready to run out of steps. Let's go over here and see what this does for us. Even though we have a quest bedroom and we open the door to room 46, we have not, in the Great Hall, we did not find and open the lever, so this is not open. So I don't really need to get to the antechamber. I don't have the steps to do so anyway. Don't want to do. This would end my day. I don't have enough steps, so I have to do one of these. Gymnasium, well, archives is powered. What's a powered archives do? Right? What does a powered archives do? We might find out, but first let's see what's behind this door. We know what a powered laboratory does. We also don't have enough steps for it. We don't have enough steps for the locksmith, so I guess we're doing this non-powered room, whatever it is. That is a parlor, which is pointless. So we're going to walk into the archives, find out what a powered archives does, if anything, if anything special. And then we can draft a room that we can't, if we walk in, when we walk into it, we'll end the day, right? So I am not necessarily seeing, the archive might just transmit power to its doorways. It might not actually do anything for being powered. I don't think it actually uses power, it just will transmit power. Okay. Doesn't matter which of these doors I, go to, because I won't get to step in it. Stepping in it will end my day. I'm going to end my day here. But it's fine. I accomplished things today. Can't afford these, so whatever. What is this? Yeah, well, it's not a freezer, but it was a bedroom that cost me a step, which cost me what ends the day. So that was the end of day 41. We got some things done. I did not lose my temper. I did not throw a tantrum. I did not throw a hissy fit or temper tantrum today, which was an improvement over day 40. Red bed and breakfast. 5 red rooms, 4 bedrooms, bacon and eggs. Total rooms 30. Rank reached 8. Steps taken 80. Items found 4. And it was a cursed room, but we did light the candles in the chapel, so now we know what lighting the candles in the chapel does. We lit the candles down in the in the abandoned mine. We lit the candles in the abandoned mine, which connects the precipice to the abandoned mine, which was awesome, because that gives us another way in without having to drain the fountain. Now the fountain has water, I think I can start making wishes in it again and accumulating end of day money over there. Yeah. I should have done that when I was outside. I should have just thought and, hey, try to make a wish and see if it works. Probably will. We found out what a powered furnace does. It gives us a key. We found out what a powered laundry room does. It gives us options of other things that we can exchange. I just don't know if exchanging remaining stars for allowance, which is permanent, is a good deal or not. It just doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think it's a good deal at this point. I think it would probably, I don't know how many stars we technically have remaining, but it might drastically reduce our allowance, which we've worked real hard to bump up. So I don't think we're going to be doing that one ever. Exchange steps for keys. The problem is if you exchange all of your steps, you're at 0 steps. So exchanging or steps for anything, I guess if you wouldn't necessarily have 0 of the other thing. So you wouldn't do the exchange if it's 0 of the other thing. But if I had a bunch of keys or a bunch of gems and I was okay to, have a few number of steps, but I wanted to turn a bunch of steps into gems or keys because I figured out I had a way to quickly go get more steps, then maybe that would work out. So there might be a reason to do a powered laundry, but just not today. But anyway, that was day 41. It was a cursed day. Thank you for being with me. I'm going to take a break, have my breakfast, but I'll probably be doing day 42 also. So you'll probably see that posting not too long, or I'll see you again for day 42 whenever it occurs, whenever we do it. But thank you for being with me on day 41.